What is going on, adventurers? Logic here with another Genshin Impact tutorial guide video. Today we're going to be explaining how to level up, refine, and extend weapons in Genshin Impact. Let's not waste another second and get right into it. First things first, let's break down the EXP system in Genshin Impact. The way experience works in Genshin Impact, you gain experience every time you fight an enemy, do a quest line, and just general stuff along that line. But the experience that you're earning isn't for your weapon though. It could be for your adventurer rank or just in general for your character. The way you go about leveling your weapon is simple. Follow along with me. Press the pause button and navigate towards your inventory. Once you're in your inventory, go to the weapon tabs. Should be the furthest tab to the left. Once you hit the tab, find the specific weapon you want to level up, hover over it, and press the corresponding button for details. Since I play using an Xbox controller, that button for me is B. But if you're on PlayStation, it's probably circle. Once you press that button, you'll be greeted with a screen just showing the weapon itself. You should have three options: details, enhance, and refine. Let's go over details first. When you get a weapon in Genshin Impact, you get a bunch of information thrown at you. Let's break it down real quick so it's easier to understand. On your weapon, you have two main stats: a base attack, and this will be what your weapon does in terms of dealing damage, and a secondary stat, which varies with each and every weapon. This secondary stat could be any of the following: elemental mastery, stronger elemental energy that can be released, crit rate percentage, increase the chance of you getting a critical hit, crit damage percentage, increase the amount of critical damage you do, healing bonus, increase the amount of healing the character can dish out, multiplies healing stated in skill attributes by a percentage, incoming healing bonus, increases the amount of healing the character receives from various sources, healing from food does not apply, energy recharge, increases the amount of energy regenerated with each elemental particle and elemental orb obtained. The higher the value of this number, the more energy is regenerated. Has a base value of 100%. Reduce cooldown. Reduce cooldown, decrease the cooldown for characters' elemental skill and elemental burst. The higher the value of this number, the shorter the cooldown. Has a base value of 0%. Powerful shield. Increases the ability of shields to absorb damage. The higher the value of this number, the more damage shields can absorb. Has a base value of 0%. Those are all the secondary stats in the game thus far. Lastly, every 3-star and up weapon will come pre-equipped with a passive ability. For example, let's take a look at my Faviones Lance. It comes with the passive Windfall. Crit hits have a 60% chance to generate a small amount of elemental particles, which will regenerate 6 energy for the character. Can only occur once every 12 seconds. That is an example of what passive abilities in weapons can do. 1 and 2-star weapons will not come with a passive, only 3-star and up weapons will. With that, we can segue into our next topic, refinement. In this next segment about refinement, I want to talk about a very important thing you should be doing. If you're just starting out in the world of Genshin Impact, you probably have a bunch of duplicate 3-star weapons. Don't get rid of them. Keep them for refinement. So when you refine a weapon, your passive ability gets more powerful. You can refine your weapon up to 5 times. 5 times! Each time making your passive ability grow in power. The way you refine your weapon is easy. On the same weapon tab we navigated to earlier with details, enhance, and refine, go down to refine and hit select material. If you have the necessary material, it will be listed here. Once you select the material, back out of that menu and press the corresponding button to refine. Congratulations, you've learned how to refine. It's easy as pie. Next up is one of the most important categories in this video: enhance. Enhancing your weapon is easy, and it is a fancy way of saying level up your weapon. There are 2 major ways to level your weapons. First way is enhancement ores. There are 3 types of enhancement ores in Genshin Impact: regular enhancement ore, which gives your weapon 400 EXP, fine enhancement ore, which gives your weapon 2000 XP, and mystic enhancement ore, which gives your weapon 10,000 XP. I suggest saving these. You get enhancement ore just by playing the game, opening chests, doing domains, and just overall playing the game. Our second way of leveling weapons is by using other weapons as materials. I would suggest using level 1 and 2 weapons and level 3 weapons you don't really see yourself using. One thing about using enhancement ores over other weapons as materials, you can put as many materials down as you want. So if you want to put 40 enhancement ores down, you can, but you can only do 6 weapons at a time. It's not a big deal because you can kind of mix and match as well. So if you want to put enhancement ores and weapon materials down, you absolutely can. Okay, so for this last one we're gonna go over, it's gonna be super in-depth, so be ready. Just like characters in Genshin Impact, weapons can also be ascended. In order to increase their overall power, you can ascend a weapon up to 6 times for a maximum level of 90. I will now list max levels for each ascension and their respective required adventure rank. So first ascension will require adventure rank of 20 and will give your weapon a max level of 40. Second ascension will require adventure rank of 25 and will give your weapon a max level of 50. Third ascension will require adventure rank of 30 and will give your weapon a max level of 60. Fourth ascension will require an adventure rank of 35 and will give your weapon a max level of 70. Fifth ascension will require an adventure rank of 40 and will give your weapon a max level of 80. Sixth ascension will require a adventure rank of 45 and will give your weapon a max level of 90. To ascend your weapons, you'll also need weapon ascension material, and that's what we're gonna go over next. Let's go through all the materials you will need to know about for weapon ascension. The first set of weapon ascension materials we're going to cover are the Decorabian items. They only show up on Monday and Thursdays, and you'll find them by completing the Cecilia Garden domain. So first off is the Tile of Decorabian's Tower, used for Ascension of Magic Guide and Sharpshooter's Oath. By the way, these are the weapons that I'm naming, so the Ascension of Magic, or I'm sorry, the Magic Guide and the Sharpshooter's Oath are the weapons that it can be used for Ascension. So let's get into the second item, Debris of Decorabian's City, used for Ascension of Faviona's Sword and Magic Guide and Sharpshooter's Oath. Fragments of Decorabian's Epic, used for the Ascension of Magic Guide. Scattered Piece of Decorabian Dream, used for the Ascension of Magic Guide. Okay, so the second set we're going to cover is the Boreal Wolf. These items only spawn on Tuesdays and Fridays, and they are also in the Cecilia Garden domain. Boreal Wolf's Milk Tooth, used for the Ascension of Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers, White Iron Greatsword, and Wine and Song. Boreal Wolf's Cracked Tooth, used for the Ascension of Alley Hunter and Aquila Faviona. Boreal Wolf's Broken Fang, used for the Ascension of Aquila's Faviona. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it sounds pretty elegant. Up next is Boreal Wolf's Nostalgia, used for the Ascension of Aquila Faviona. The third set of items we will cover is the Dandelion Gladiator items. There's some words I can work with. They only show up on Wednesday and Saturday, and they are also located in the Cecilia Garden. Fetters of the Dandelion Gladiator, used for the Ascension of Wolf's Gravestone. Chains of the Dandelion Gladiator, used for the Ascension of Wolf's Gravestone. Shackles of the Dandelion Gladiator, used for the Ascension of the Ravenbow. Sacrificial Fragments and Wolf's Gravestone. Dream of the Dandelion Gladiator, used for the Ascension of Wolf's Gravestone. Okay, so the next set of items we're going to be covering are going to be in a different domain. This domain is going to be called the Hidden Palace of Lian Shan Formula. Let's start off with the Guyon items. They appear on Monday and Thursdays. I don't know if I'm saying that right, so I apologize ahead. Don't roast. It is 6 a.m. too in the morning, so just don't. But Luminous Sands of Guyon, used for the Ascension of Debate Club, Eye of Perception, and White Tassel. Lustrous Stone from Guyon, used for the Ascension of Blackcliff Warbow, Debate Club, Eye of Perception, and White Tassel. Relic from Guyon, used for the Ascension of the Debate Club, Eye of Perception, and White Tassel. And last, Divine Body of Guyon, Ascension of Debate Club, and Eye of Perception. Our second set of items are called the Elixir items, and they appear only on Tuesdays and Fridays. The first item being Mist Veiled Lead Elixir, used for the Ascension of White Blind. Mist Veiled Mercury Elixir, used for the Ascension of White Blind. Mist Veiled Gold Elixir, used for the Ascension of White Blind. And Mist Veiled Primo Elixir, used for the Ascension of White Blind. It seems like the Mist Veiled Elixir items are only used for the White Blind weapon, so that's interesting, and I don't know if they're gonna keep it the same. They could definitely change it up, add new weapons to be able to use this this certain weapon ascension material. So you never know. Whew. Okay, so we finally made it to the last set of weapon ascension materials. Arrow Siderite. They only show up on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Grain of Arrow Siderite, used for the ascension of Iron Sting and Skyrider Sword. Piece of Arrow Siderite, used for the ascension of Iron Sting and Skyrider Sword. Bit of Arrow Siderite, used for the ascension of Iron Sting and Skyrider Sword. And lastly, Chunk of Arrow Siderite, used for the ascension of Iron Sting and Skyrider Sword. So both of these, or all of these, I'm sorry, are used for Iron Sting and Skyrider Sword. It doesn't really change too much. They might add to it later. That's definitely something they could do. So keep that in mind. So that's every weapon ascension material in the game at the moment, with every corresponding weapon. Another thing to note, I know I said these items only spawn on certain days, but on Sunday, these items actually appear in the pool. So if you miss both days, you can always wait until Sunday to get weapon essential material you want. With that being said, that concludes our how to level up weapons tutorial guide. We covered details, refining, and enhancements. If this video helped you in any way, shape, or form, please let me know. If you liked the video, consider giving it a thumbs up, as that really helps out your boy. And if you think it sucked, also let me know too, because you need that feedback, good and or bad. If you would like more Genshin Impact guides and or content in the future, let me know by hitting that subscribe button down below, because that would be awesome and I would make you awesome and the best person ever. This has been Logic, and I will see you guys in the next chapter.